Morgan, where are you right now? What? I just finished parking the car out in the driveway of your house. I was told that I could park my car out here before by Jackson, so that's what I've done. I see. I was wondering why there was a car out in my driveway which I'd never seen before. So, you drive a little blue sedan? What the heck is that thing? Is that really your car? Yes, it is. That would be my car. I see. I really hope you're joking with me right now, Morgan. I would never expect someone like you to be driving in such an old and cheap-looking car such as that. It's like the car is saying that its driver is a poor person with the vibe it's giving off. What? I actually really happen to like that car, and that's the whole reason I drive it all the time. It's a little bit smaller than most modern sedans, so it's easier for me to park, and it can park in more places than most other cars. I like to think that a lot of people drive cars like that one. I don't want to hear your excuses. I thought that someone else had pulled up in our driveway like a thief. What? Listen to me, Morgan. I heard that you are currently working for a very good company. But what about your parents? What are the both of them doing right now for work? My father is self-employed and my mother works alongside him. Oh no, I knew it. It's your parents who are both the poor people in your family. And now you're trying to get into my family in order to get my husband's money, right? I wasn't wrong. You are a thief that's trying to steal from my family. Hold on for just a second there, Matilda. I think you've jumped the gun way too early here by calling me a poor person just like that. The only reason that I'm here at your guys' house today is to talk with you guys and your husband about Jackson and I getting married. So would you please wait for me to come inside and then we can all sit back and talk? I have nothing left to talk with you about. Go home. Go home, go home, go home. Get the hell off my property and go home. How about you calm down, please? I'm coming up to your front porch right now. No! You're going to try to hurt me now. This is a family of doctors, and we will not be allowing a rotten little child like you to come and take our money. Now that you have that pocket change, you leave my son alone and go away. Now I'm really in shock. I never thought that someone older than myself would be chucking their change at me. Now I understand how things like water fountains feel when they have to have coins thrown at them all day. I'm not playing around here. Honestly, I am fed up with you now, Matilda. I knew something was up the moment my son told me he was with a 35-year-old woman. Jackson is only 27 years old, and he's a doctor of all things. He does not need some old hag like yourself marrying him when he has the ability to get much younger and far wealthier women. Did you just call me an old hag? Have you ever taken a look in the mirror before? Because once you have, you can have some room to talk. Shut your filthy mouth! I need to protect my cute little Jackson from things like you, which means you need to get out of here right now. This is my family of doctors, and I will not let any beggars get anywhere close to us. Is that so? Then I suppose I won't marry him anymore. I'm going home. That's what I wanted to hear. Did you think I would ever let your dirty hands come and defile my family of esteemed doctors? Don't you ever come around my family again, you poor person. I never want to see your face for the rest of my life. So, what do you plan on doing now, Jackson?
I'm so very sorry, Morgan. I have tried so many times now to get my mom to shut up and let you come in. But she's not listening to me one bit. I thought that at least a few days after the first time I had talked to her, she would have calmed down a little. All she keeps saying is how she has to protect me and protect our money.
By the way, your mom has quite an arm on her. That pocket change that she whipped at me was so fast that it cut up my chest and left some bruising. I could take this to the police if I wanted to and say that she assaulted me.
I am so sorry. I'm sure you didn't want anything like this happening today. I don't know what else I can say besides I'm sorry. I don't understand how this happened with my mom when weeks ago, when I was first talking to her about you, she seemed so happy. Hey, you were lying about not getting married to me, right? There's no way you can leave me just because of what my mom did to you, right?
But here's the thing, Jackson. After getting married, you and I will have to meet one another's parents quite often, and that especially means I'll have to see your mom. If she continues to do things like she's done to me today, I'm not going to be able to control myself anymore, and I'll have to call the police on her. That's why for the time being, I'll no longer call you my fiancé. I'm only doing this for a little while, in the hopes that your mom will actually calm down.
Are you sure about that? Can I believe what you're saying?
Yes, you can. But listen, Jackson, I've heard from you plenty of times before now about how your mom is a total jackass and has been causing you trouble for years. And then something like today happened to me. So until something is done about her, whether that's you cutting ties to her or her learning to cope with me, I'm not going to marry you. Understand?
I will make sure something is done about her. I love you so much, Morgan. And that means I will not let you leave me because of my mom. I'm going to go and have another talk with her in a little bit. Could you please give me a little bit of time?
All right. Excuse me, Morgan. What do you want, Matilda? Don't you dare call me by my name ever again! Then what should I be calling you instead? Would you like me to call you my ex-mother-in-law or something? Oh, shut your mouth right now! You're going to make me vomit all over my room. Then I'm going to continue to call you Matilda. So what's going on with you? That's right! Because of you, my son came and yelled at me for what happened. I have never in my whole entire life been yelled at by someone like Jackson. If he ends up with a worthless lowlife like you, then his family and everything will be defiled. I have to get him away from you at all costs. Huh? Let me ask you, do you have any idea why he's upset with you in the first place? I know why, my poor, poor baby Jackson. He's been deceived by the devil who's working through you right now to try and invade the family. Ah, okay. So you have no idea what's going on between you two then? I really do not care at all for your family money, so would you please tell me what makes you think that I do? Even a dang monkey would know why. Because you are nothing more than an office worker. I know that all women turn into office ladies when they want to find themselves a man to bag up. I have no idea what me working in an office has to do with Jackson. And your father is a self-employed loser. In other words, that makes your whole family nothing more than a bunch of poor people. There is no way people like you would ever understand what it's like to be rich, but that's why you're trying to find an easy way to someone else's money. And then there's your mother who does nothing but sit around all day and has to take care of your stupid father. That's why I know you're after my family's money. I'm right on the mark with that, aren't I? You really are a delusional old woman, aren't you? Do you think it's time you go live in an old folks' home or something like that, where you can live out your delusions in peace? I'm sure that the nurses there would love to hear all your stories about how the devil is coming for your money and whatnot. At least I can understand now why you act like such a child. And I can also see that no matter what I say, or anyone else says for that matter, you're not going to listen. You think I'd ever listen to a trickster like you? Of course you'd never, and that's because you have no idea what's going on anymore. And that also means you have no idea what and who are good and evil. You probably don't even know about how my father is a private clinician, and about how my mom works with him as his assistant. Huh? So now the devil has started to speak in tongues through you or something. You say you're from a family of doctors, yet you can't understand my English? Well, I'll just have you know that the clinic your son is working for right now is the clinic that my father owns. What? My father is the one who hired your son to work for him as a researcher within his clinic. You never heard a single thing about that from Jackson? I may or may not have heard something related to all of that. You say that you know everything about your son and are there to protect him from all that's evil, yet you don't even know the place he works at? You're lying. You're trying to deceive me too now. All of that is lies made up by the devil to help you take our money. If your father was really the owner of the clinic my son is working in, then why did you tell me before that he's self-employed? Well, it's just that before your son was telling me how much pride you have in your family. So, in an attempt to not totally destroy your heart, I just told you that my father is self-employed. Which is not wrong, by the way. But now that I've learned just how toxic of an old woman you really are, I'm kind of glad I never told you the details. Shut your mouth! I'm not going to believe another word that comes out of your mouth. Then perhaps you can look this up yourself? I will! I will look up the place that Jackson's working at right now. And then when I see that you have indeed been lying to me, you'll be forced to regret letting the devil use your tongue. Sure. Now go and have a look. Morgan, why are you not answering me? Because I've been working and had no time to answer to a delusional woman. Wow, you've went and called me 300 times now? Do you have nothing better to do with your time? Now is not the time to talk about me calling you. For some reason it seems I had a small little misunderstanding. Now that I've had a good look, it does seem that the clinic my son has been working for is the same clinic your father owns. Jackson even said that to me, so I know now that you were telling the truth. So because that's the case, you are perfect for my family. I'll allow you to marry my son now. Make sure to have a massive wedding and everything so that those around us know we are an affluent family. Also, please make sure that you guys have a child as soon as you start making love. And of course, the first child has to be a boy. When are you guys planning to have your first house built? I'll be coming over there quite a lot to spend time with you guys, so make sure there's a guest room that's set up specifically for me. Wait. What kind of tangent are you starting to go on this time? I think you've completely lost it now that you've changed course by 180 degrees, and I would be more than happy to refer you to seeing my father for help. I'm talking about all of this stuff now because you will become a part of my family. But weren't you saying before that I wasn't fit to be a part of your family, even though Jackson and I thought it was just fine? I know that! Hence why I'm taking back my word and letting you marry my son now. Come to my house right now. I will be more than happy to welcome you inside this time. That's not going to happen. What? Based off the way you've been judging me before, that would mean your son and the rest of you would not be fit for my family. Right? What are you going on about right now, Morgan? Based off what I know about so far, your family may all be doctors, but not a single one of you owns a clinic or hospital, correct? And actually, there is really only one doctor in your family, and that's Jackson. And he's not even considered a proper doctor yet because he's only doing research for my father right now. But he still has the license to be a doctor, which means he is a doctor at heart, right? And what about your husband? From what I've heard, all he is a nurse, right? My grandpa was the owner of a hospital back when he was still around, and your husband used to work under him as a nurse there. Isn't that right? What? Then that means you're the granddaughter of a hospital owner. See, you didn't even know about that very obvious fact. But my husband has been working in a hospital all his life, so he's just like a doctor, right? No, he's not. Nurses and doctors are completely different from one another, and I do not like the fact that you are getting them confused. Jackson's little brother also does not happen to be a doctor, and all you are is a housewife, right? And so what? All of that nitpicking from you is starting to get on my nerves. Then what about you, Morgan? All you are is a basic office lady, right? That's right. But I happen to have a doctor's license, and before I started my own business, I was a doctor. Huh? Right now, I'm running a business that works in the sales of medical equipment to all sorts of hospitals and clinics all across the state. Your business sells medical equipment? I talk with my mom a lot about things like medical equipment, such as what's new in the medical world and what my father's clinic would like to use next. Originally, I didn't really care too much for owning my own business, but when I started to think about how much I loved helping other clinics and hospitals, I decided I'd do so by offering them the best equipment around. Then that would mean your family. That's correct. We all happen to have doctor's licenses, and we've all worked as doctors or are working as doctors, and that makes my family a family of doctors. So, you guys are the real deal? The real deal? Do you understand things a little bit more clearly now? Of course I do. I can see now that the woman my son wants to marry has nothing wrong with her and is not lacking in any way. We need to hurry up and get your guys' wedding together. You were just joking about leaving my son behind, weren't you? That was just a joke you told because you're just that funny of a woman. Well, now I can see just how serious you are about my son and that you need to become his wife. I'm so happy to become your mother-in-law. I finally see everything clearly now. No, you don't. From what you just said, you don't understand a damn thing. Hold on, what are you talking about? The thing is, I could never understand you very well, Matilda. I could never understand why you would hurl little pieces of metal in the form of change at someone, causing them to get cut up. And I could never understand why you thought you still had to take care of your 28-year-old son, like he's a baby still or something. And I could never understand what you were going on about when you said I was the devil and wanted all your money. I really have no idea what you are, Matilda, and that's why I plan to forget about you entirely. Are you still upset with me? We're going to become family from now on, so just forget about all of that. I'm letting you join my family now as my son's wife, so you can stop nitpicking and whining. Oh? You never heard the news? What? Jackson's going to be taking my family's name. Oh, you hold your horses. I sure did not hear about that. Then what's going to happen to my family and the son we raised to take it over? The only child we'll have left is that shut-in brat who doesn't even work. I don't care about your family matters. How about you let your boys live their lives the way they want to and worry about your future instead? I know for a fact that all you've done is bitch at them over and over again about how you want them to live. You hold it right there, Morgan. Look! Jackson! Jackson! You reply to me right now. Hey, are you really going to try ignoring your own mother now? You would never do something so heartless to the woman who birthed you, right? You have always been a really good boy to your mommy.
Mom, shut the hell up already.
Jeez, you were 32 seconds later than the last time with your reply to me. I have told you before to respond to me within 10 seconds of my texts or calls to you, right?
I'm out of the house right now, so don't expect me to be looking at my phone all the time. And Mom, you have always been the one to think that you come before anyone or anything else, right?
Well, of course. I am your mother, and I am one of the most important people in the world.
Well, the most important person to me is Morgan.
Why would you say something like that? I'm your mommy, right? I was the one who made you and gave birth to you. You're my little baby boy, and to you I should always be the most special.
I already had a talk with Dad about you. He's told me about how being married to you has completely numbed him because of all the embarrassment you've brought upon him. But after what you did to Morgan recently, he can no longer handle you.
Why are you mad at your mommy? What happened to you, Jackson?
Stop calling yourself my damn mommy. Jesus Christ, are you daft or something? I'm 28 years old now and don't want to be around some complete nut job anymore. Mom, I really do appreciate you for raising me and everything. But I'm not a 4-year-old anymore, and the life I want to live now has nothing to do with you anymore. I'm leaving that house and your family.
What? What do you mean by that?
I'm taking Morgan's family name in the marriage, so that I never have to be associated with someone as embarrassing as you. I'll make sure you pay Dad back all the money he gave to send me to school over time. But besides that, I don't want anything to do with you guys. So leave me the hell alone now, please.
Why, Jackson? Are you really that upset with me? Oh, my baby boy, was the way I'd been talking to you too harsh? The only reason I was being so strict with you about Morgan was to protect you from the devil. I really mean that, okay? Oh, please trust me.
Shut your goddamn mouth already. Oh my god. Like hell you've ever done anything to protect me. Not once had you ever listened to a word I said to you. That's why I no longer want to be a part of your life. I always wanted to become a dang veterinarian, but you stomped those dreams I had into smithereens. You said that veterinarians were all failures who never accomplished the goal of becoming doctors. I am not your puppet. I am not your doll. I am nothing to you now.
Would you please not talk to your own mommy like that? Oh, this is all because of that woman. That woman, with the help of the devil, turned you into this.
That's right. With her help, I was able to open my eyes and realize just how horrible of a person you are. I respect her a lot for staying with me through all of this. And not for just that reason, though, but also because she became a doctor and then a business owner.
I know that, but...
The only reason I ever lived with what you told me to do is because that was the only way I could find some sort of peace in that house. Luckily, I was able to graduate from high school at the top of my class and get into a really good medical school where I had a lot of scholarships. But I'm no longer at peace anymore with this path you've laid out for me either, so things must change. And that's why today is the final day of calling myself your son.
You can't! You're going to betray your own flesh and blood now? Do you have any idea how much I've had to sacrifice for you?
And you should know that all those sacrifices you made were for nothing, because it turned my little brother into a damn NEET.
What?
He had dreams of his own as well. He wanted to become an aerospace engineer, Mom. But you never listened to him talk about his dreams and told him he had to become a doctor or else he'd rot in hell. You forced him to study what you wanted him to study, and you chose all the friends he could have. And you never let him leave the house besides to go to school and go to cram school afterwards. Because of all of that, he became depressed, and the only thing that he could find joy in was video games. He can't even leave the house now because you never let him develop any social skills.
Is that right? I like to think it's all his fault he ended up completely useless. He never used his brain the same way you did, and he would never listen to me. And when he got into high school, he could never get his grades above a C, and then he never even went to a university afterwards. Oh, that useless shut-in should be praising me for even allowing him to still live at this house.
He is not a shut-in. Right now, he works as a remote engineer.
What?
He gives Dad about $2,000 in cash each month, right? He knows that if he gives you any money, you would just go out and burn it all on brand clothing. That's why he never hands you a dime.
I didn't know that.
That's because you never cared about him or I. The only thing you wanted was for us to become something you could both brag about and get money from.
Oh, that's not true at all.
Dad's going to hand in your guys' divorce papers soon.
What? What do you mean?
He doesn't love you anymore. Also, I'll be cutting you out of my life. And my brother will be doing the same exact thing after he moves.
Wait, I'm nothing but a housewife. If your brother and dad both leave me, then I won't have any money in order to support myself.
Then get to work, asshole. You're in your 60s now and have not once worked a job in your life, right?
Being a housewife is a job. So don't make it sound like I'm just some freeloader.
I suppose having to cook and clean every day is tough, but you're not making any money off of it, are you?
I know that, but... So this is how you and everyone else are going to abandon me? I gave you all the most loving any human could ever give you. I have loved you ever since you were born. Please do not abandon your own mother like this. Can't you please take me with you?
Hell no. Stay the hell away from me, you monster.
What?
I told you already. The person I love most is Morgan. But the person I forgot to mention that I hate the most is you. You not only made fun of her and hurt her feelings, but then went and physically assaulted her.
I was just in the heat of the moment then.
Shut up already, Mom. You really think an excuse like that would work in your favor with the police?
Wait a second. Wait. Listen to me, Jackson.
I'm done here. You have nothing else to say to me beside lies and excuses. So I'm not listening to you anymore, like you've always done to everyone else. Bye.
I don't want you to go.
Who frickin' cares? You better start praying to God that Morgan doesn't take things further with you. She already told me she won't get the police involved yet, but she could call them at any moment and have you arrested.
Wait, Jackson!
Thank you so much for doing the one thing that all mothers can do for their child, and that's giving birth to me. But beside that, all you've done is hurt me. So I don't want to ever see you again. Morgan, I'll be coming home tonight.
Understood. We finally moved out into our own house together, and being alone for so many days in a row has left me feeling a bit lonely.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't think that family meeting we had would take that long. But from now on, I'll always be at home with you. My dad and brother were also able to escape that monster.
Thank goodness. I was a bit worried at first that your mom would never let go of those two and would fight them until the day she died.
Well, my dad wasn't going to have it anymore, so there will be no problems. My little brother was also really happy to hear that my dad is divorcing her. He also mentioned that if you ever plan on expanding your business into making your own medical equipment, to give him a call and he'd love to work for you as an engineer.
If I can make something happen, I'll give him that call. Now that I think about him, not too long ago he had helped with that project to develop a new engine part for airliners, right?
That's right. But he was only one of many engineers that worked on that project.
But that means he has experience doing things with precision. I really might have to hire him.
Morgan, thank you so much.
What's this all about now? I love you a lot, Jackson, so you don't have to thank me for anything. In the end, Matilda had to listen to her husband ask for a divorce and give her all the reasons as to why he wanted one. For a very long time, he had been tired of all of her hysteric episodes she'd have, but never did anything about it because he'd tried tuning them all out. He would normally do that by just distancing himself from her by working longer shifts and staying out of the house. But this time, he just could not bear the thought of her anymore. Although I really wish he divorced and left her a whole lot sooner. Jackson's little brother also used this divorce as a way to finally run away from his mom and move into a new place. So after all that, Matilda not only lost her husband, but both of her sons as well, and is now completely alone. After the divorce, she went back to her parents, who were now both in their 90s, and had the both of them take care of her even though her father is struggling with severe dementia. The only issue that came about from that move, though, was that Matilda's little sister was already living with her parents in order to take care of them, and would not have Matilda sitting around all day doing nothing. So, within a day, Matilda was forced by her little sister to start helping out with her parents in the chores, which only drove Matilda more insane. And if that wasn't enough for her, Matilda's little sister is only giving her a month to find a job, or else she's kicking her out of the house for good. So, let's hope for the sake of Matilda that she can find some kind of work and not wind up homeless. And if she does, let's just pray the devil doesn't get to her and send her heading right back towards us, begging for our money. I don't need some fake father like you coming to my wedding. So can you go ahead and stay home? Well, that's only if you were planning on coming in the first place.
What are you talking about, Ray? What do you mean by me being a fake father?
I'm talking about you not being my real father. Have you really started to think that you're actually my real father of all things? I have never thought of you as my father, and I never ever will.
But I have been raising you like a father for the past 20 years now. So I assume that made me pretty close to the real deal for you. Why are you speaking about how I'm not your father now of all times? I know that for the past few months, things between you and I have been a little cold. But I just assumed that was due to you being busy with your wedding preparations. Did something happen to you that made you stop thinking of me as your father?
I just came around to realizing that you aren't my real father after all, and that it's dumb of me to continue having you around me like you are my father. Nobody wants someone who's fake to them to be around them for the rest of their life, right?
Why do you keep calling me a fake like that, though? I understand that you're not related to me by blood or anything, but I have been married to your mother for 20 years now, and have made sure to spend a lot of time raising you as my own. And your wedding coming up has gotten me very excited for you, and I wanted to be there to celebrate it. But now you're telling me that you don't want me there at all?
That is so disgusting of you to say.
Huh? Disgusting of me to say? Is that really something you should be saying to one of your parents?
And I thought I just told you that I don't think of you as my father anymore, and I will never think of you that way again. I am Mom's baby, but I know for a fact that I am not yours. I'm thinking that with this wedding, I'm going to cut ties to you for good.
Now you're planning on cutting ties to me too? I have been with your mother forever now. So does this mean you'll be cutting ties to her as well then? Do you not feel that you're taking things way overboard right now?
I don't plan on cutting ties to Mom, though. I'll just make sure that when you're around her, I stay away and come back to visit her another time. That's how badly I'm wanting to cut ties to you, all right?
I never thought that you'd ever be wanting something like that, Ray. What did I ever do that led you to think of me, your father, this way?
It's not that you did anything in particular to me. Rather, I just realized that you really are nothing more than a stranger to me. When you got married, you just assumed that you became a part of my family? Well, what I'm saying here is that that's not the case at all, and that you're not my family.
You don't have to say anything like that to me. I get that I'm not related to you by blood, and that I married your mom after you were already around. But that never stopped me from wanting to raise you like you were my own daughter. I had assumed you had always saw things the same way. I plan on being around for your wedding, alright? Even if it's just me, just showing my face for a brief second. I'd like to say a few words to you as well then.
Did something end up happening between you and Ray? I was just told by her that while you're around me, she has no plans of coming back home to see me. Don't you find that a little strange of her to be saying?
I was just texting with her a second ago. She told me not to come to her wedding.
What? What is going on now?
I'm not really sure what's gotten into her this time, but it seems she has some reasoning behind it. These past few months, she's seemed pretty cold towards me, And I'm starting to think there really is something about me she doesn't like.
But for so long now, you and her have been really close to one another, right? Yet now she's calling you a fake father to her, like she's never been around you before? I really am wondering what happened to her that's led her to think that way about you.
I'm not sure myself yet, but she's still young, and that's the way things are with young people sometimes. Maybe this is due to her becoming an adult now, and all the stress that surrounds her.
Maybe so. But I'm really hoping that there's something more solid as her reasoning. Wait. Oh, there is something I might have forgotten to mention, which could be what's wrong with her.
What did you never mention to me?
Oh, this has to do with my ex-husband, of all people.
What? Your ex-husband? Did something happen between him and Ray?
There is no seat prepared for you at this wedding, so go home already.
You have been saying that to me non-stop now. But are you really sure you want that from me? I have been the man watching over you like you've been my daughter for the past 20 years. I should be closer to you than your actual father.
And so what? I figured out that having a blood relationship is far more important to me than having been around someone for 20 years.
So you really are being serious about all this. Your mother brought you along when we married. But I gave my all, making sure to raise you the best I could. It's a shame that things had to change between you and I so quickly, and just before your wedding.
Shut up already. I don't want to listen to you going on and on anymore. I am not going to listen to whatever you say, and my feelings about all of this will never change. I've invited my real father to be here with me today, so get the hell out of here, you fake!
Your real father? Did you really invite your real father to your own wedding? When were you able to get in touch with him? Did you ever even talk with your mother before doing something like that? Do you have any idea what you've just done?
I don't have to listen to you go on about how what I'm doing is wrong. He is my actual dad, so you can just shut your mouth and go away. And remember that today is the day where I'm cutting ties to you for good. I have the real deal around me now, so there's no point in having some fake father buzzing in my ear still like a bug.
You've already gone ahead and asked me to leave your wedding, and told me that you're cutting ties to me. But do you have any idea what all of that will mean for you in the coming days? I'm sure you don't, do you? You're going to regret what all you've done here today.
Why would I ever regret cutting ties to a fake like you? I am 100% confident I'm doing the right thing right now, and there will be nothing that can stop me. I am finally going to be able to meet my real dad in person today. So, go away. If you don't, I'm going to have to ask my real dad to deal with you in person. You wouldn't want that for yourself, right? He happens to love me a lot as well, and I don't want him having to see you around me trying to act like you mean anything to me.
So that's how far you're wanting to take this.
I get that you did your best to get close to me while I've been a child, but this is going to be it between us, all right? A fake father who has no blood relation to me is to leave my wedding at once. If you don't leave this place before my dad gets here, then I'm going to call the police and have them take you away. Is that what you want me to do?
All right. I'll go home.
And make sure that you never talk or come near me again, okay?
I can do that for you. That's what you want me to do after all, right? So I'll go ahead and do that and leave your life for good. But remember, once you start to regret the decisions you've made here today, don't bother coming back crying to me. I am not going to listen to you beg for my help, and I sure won't bother with you again.
Huh? Who the hell do you think wants your help? You're just a fake. Good job trying to be my father for the past 20 years, but your time is up, and it's time for me to have the real deal in my life now. You're nothing to me now, you stupid man.
Well, if that's how you're going to say your goodbye, then there's nothing left for me to say. Then this is really it between us. I'll make sure we never have any ties to one another again. Goodbye forever, Ray. And thank you for all of the good memories. Congratulations on your wedding, and I hope you have a wonderful life with your husband. What is it? This is your third time calling me now, right? I'm not answering you again, alright? I'm going to drive home now, so don't expect to hear anything from me ever again.
Please, hurry up and come back to my wedding.
Huh? You want me to come back to the wedding now? Even though half an hour ago you were going off on me about how I'm nothing to you anymore. I'm not some toy for you to play with, Ray. Don't you dare think that you can just do and say whatever you want to me.
That is not the problem we should be focused on right now. Things have gone downhill for me very fast here.
But shouldn't you be celebrating your wedding right now? Nothing should have gone down that quickly for you, when today is supposed to be one of the most important days ever for you and your fiancé. What happened?
Today has been the first time I've ever been able to meet my real dad in person, but I found out he is crazy.
He's crazy?
I found out that for the past 20 years, he's been a part of this crazy gang. I never thought that my actual dad would turn out to be a man like this. What the hell am I going to do about him? I was never told that he was a part of a drug gang. He told me that the only reason he was never able to come and meet me is because for the past 20 years, he's been in prison serving time. What should I do here? He's here with members of his gang.
Well, you say that like you never meant to invite him and his gang today. Why are you so upset about how things turned out for you now?
Wait, did you know that he's been a part of a gang this whole time?
Of course I've known about him. And your mom has known about him as well. All the crap he's done while in that gang. Him being in that gang and having gone to prison is the reason your mom never talked about him with you. Ever. But you've really done it this time. Finding out about the real person that he is on the day of your wedding.
Mom never knew that I had been talking with him for the past few months. And when he came to the wedding hall, she panicked and ran off.
Well, I don't blame her for doing that. She probably never expected that her own daughter of all people would be the one to have a real father come to her wedding. Then he's a known criminal and part of a drug gang that's known for killing people. He also happens to be someone she doesn't want to be around whatsoever, so it's fair to her to have run like that. I've been thinking about how something bad might go down at your wedding. So I've been waiting for a little bit now to call the police and have them go to your wedding.
The police? You've been thinking things could get that badly out of hand this whole time now?
Well, of course I have been. That man that you call your real father happens to be crazy. He has been in prison for 2 decades now, right? Do you have any idea what the reason for him serving that much time might be? I'm sure you can imagine some reasons for it.
What? There's no way, right?
It's not something that I can really say to you myself. So just think of what he's done, and it's probably true.
The groom's guests are all freaking out right now because of him. If my dad doesn't leave really soon here, then something really bad is going to happen to my wedding. I know now that you are my real father after all, so can you please come back here right now and do something about that freak?
Do you have any idea what you're saying to me right now?
You can go ahead and forget everything I was saying about you before, all right? You and I have been family for the past 20 years now, so you still have huge feelings for me as your daughter, right?
I did have massive feelings for you as my daughter. And that's why I had raised you like my own for so long. But who was it that just stomped all over those feelings I had into a pulp? And then told me they wanted to cut ties forever? To me, you and I are nothing to one another anymore. So I'm going to give you a hard no on that stupid request to go back there.
What? No. What do you mean, no?
I am not going to go back to that wedding of yours. And since I'm no longer your father anymore, I can't lie to you about any of this.
Right now, the wedding is being put on hold until I go out there and talk with my real dad about what's going on here. I'm being told that the groom's family is wanting this wedding canceled and that they are all starting to leave now. What am I going to do about all of this? I'm trying to hide in the women's bathroom right now so that my real dad can't get me, but he's waiting out there for me because he really wants to talk. If nothing is done about all of this, then the wedding really is going to be canceled. Dad, please come here and help me fix this.
Do not stop calling me Dad now, just because the tables have turned on you so quickly. Go ask your real father to help you out. I'm sure he's open to doing that for you. I'm just a fake is all, and I was already told by you that you never want me coming around you ever again.
But at the time, I never knew my real dad was part of some drug gang. He just started to text me one day saying he was my real dad and that he wanted to be a part of my life again. He never said anything to me about some gang or his time in prison, so none of this can be blamed on me now, right? I never knew anything about the man he really is then. I was just tempted into wanting him to be my father because he said he was the real deal.
No, this is all your fault actually. You were the one that decided to keep talking to him for so long, and thought it would be a good idea inviting him to the wedding without ever telling your mom first. All you had to do was ask your mom who your real father really was, and none of this would have ever happened to you. I'm sorry, but you're not going to get out of this by trying to push that blame off onto someone else.
I just thought the reason my mom never told me anything about my real dad for the past 20 years was all a part of her plans to make me think of you as my real father. And that's why I went ahead and wanted you to leave me alone and for my real dad to come back for me. None of what's happening to me right now was supposed to happen. Do something about him. If anything, this was all your fault to begin with.
Did I not just tell you to not push your blame onto someone else like that? Why do you think you have any right blaming me for what you've gone and done there? I'm sorry, Ray, but I have nothing to do with you now. I was trying to warn you not to push me away like you did, but you chose to never listen to me. And now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you're trying to come crying back to me over it? You really are such a brainless little baby.
Brainless baby? Do you really think calling me that right now is going to help anything for me?
I wanted to help you out by steering you away from this path, but it's too late for you now. I don't even want to talk with you about any of your problems anymore, Ray.
What do you mean? You cannot be that rude to me now, all right?
I'm just being honest about how I'm feeling now.
Why is that how you really feel about me now, though? You have to help me. You have to listen to me, and there is no reason why you should be thinking otherwise. You have been the one to raise me for the past 20 years now, so shouldn't you be wanting to help me?
And a little bit ago, you said what to me? That you wanted to cut ties to me forever?
Those were just words at the time. You shouldn't be taking what I said before to you that seriously, all right?
But I've already told you how I feel now, right? That you have your real father back now, so I'm no longer going to be responsible for you anymore. I think that after today, your mom and I are going to stop bothering with you anymore. And let your real dad spend some time with you for a change. You were the one saying you wanted that reality as well, right?
That's not what I was meaning by any of what I said before, so I'm sorry. Now come and help me already.
Not going to happen now. I'm sure you're pissed with yourself now for making such a stupid decision, right?
Don't say things like that about me. Please, Dad, wait. I know what I did recently was wrong. The only reason I've been so cold towards you recently is because I've been talking to my real dad. And, well, he's made me think it was all because of you that I was never able to go be with him any for the past 20 years.
He can say things like that to you all he wants. But him and Bailey both divorced before I even started to go out with her. And when I started to learn about you, you were less than a year old.
I'm sure I never spent any time with him, but he was the one that made you look as though you stole me from him. So forgive me for that, please. I'm sorry for saying so many terrible things to you before. I want you to be my dad and nobody else now.
I don't care about being your father anymore. No matter how many times you want me to be him. I'm nothing to you anymore, besides some stranger that's married to your mom. Now you and your drug-taking, people-killing gang of all father have a great time together. I'm not sure what'll happen to you after today, though, with him. But your mom and I aren't going to have any part of it. Isn't it wonderful that you were finally able to meet your real father? Have a great time with him. Well, I'm sure that won't be the case for you, though.
In the end, the wedding between Ray and her fiancé was canceled, and her fiancé ended up breaking things off with her and running away. Then, soon after that, Ray's parents both moved out of town, never telling her where they went to next. So she was left with nobody else but her real father. Her real father then chose to force himself back into her home in order to start living together with her. And he's been using the house as his little hideout, while he starts getting back into his life of organized crime. He's even started having a lot of the other gang members coming over and staying at her place, so you could say she herself has become a part of them. She's even begun to regret all the choices she's made by letting her real father into her life. And any time she tries to call or text Jacob and Bailey, she is met with them both ignoring her. But I like to think that it's too late for her to have such regrets about the things she's done now, and should start moving on with her life. Had she just used that head that's on her shoulders to think things through a bit more carefully before acting, then maybe things would be a whole lot different than how they played out. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Lily, come on! Where are you going? You know that I was only joking, right? Don't make such a big deal! Ha 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 ha!
A joke? How dare you try to downplay it like that? You asked all of those questions about how I was raised and humiliated me in front of everyone. Your whole family is laughing at me. How could you do that to me?
It wasn't anything like that, though. I just know that my family would be interested in the kind of girl that I was marrying. Besides, you know I come from a really important family. We're not like other families. We can't just let anyone in.
But that wasn't all you did. Even after all that, you still just had to throw your water on me. I'll never forgive you for this.
No, you don't understand. That's just something we do. We need to make sure that anyone we let into our family is tough enough to take on whatever might get thrown at them. That's all.
How is it something you've done before if you're an only child? Oh, do you just do this to every single woman you let into your house?
No, wait. I didn't mean to say it like that. Please, don't be like this. You know you're the only girl for me. I know that you know that.
The only thing I now know is that I don't know you at all. But now that I do, I know that we can never be married.
What are you talking about? You don't have to be like this. Come on, we're both getting up there in years. You know it'll be easier if we just get married.
Is that the only reason you can think of to marry me? What even am I to you, Charles?
You're the girl that I, an heir from a rich family, am asking to marry. And I think you just barely passed in my parents' eyes. So as long as you just fly straight, you'll be fine. I know that you were raised by your father and that you were poor, but at least your face is okay. Well, it's okay once you balance it out with the rest of you. Anyway, you're pretty enough for me to marry you, so be happy.
I don't believe it. Were you always like this? Did I just never realize?
Come on, I'm the same me that you've always loved. I don't get what you're making a big deal about. Are you forgetting that I'm saving you from living out the rest of your life poor and alone? You know you have to come back to me. You don't have any other choice.
No, I've made up my mind. You and I are not getting married, and that's final. And I'm gonna take myself home.
Man, you're really being a pain in the butt. You know that? You know that I don't have to take that from you if I don't want to, right?
Oh, well, thank you so much for doing me the favor of taking it. But I don't need anything from you anymore. I want to marry someone who would see me as their equal.
Yes, and I want a rocket ship to take me to Mars. This is the real world, and you need to start living in it. Of course we're not equal. You're far beneath me. And that's just a fact.
I really hope that this isn't how you see the world. That's just horrible. But I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Just stay away from me and out of my life.
Man, you really like dragging this out, don't you? How long until you give this up and we go back to being together, babe?
This isn't an act. I'm hurt and upset, and I don't want to see you or your family ever again.
And just what do you have to say about my family? Huh? You're trying to insult them as well?
I'm certainly not trying to praise them. And if that's how they treat every potential suitor you bring home, then I don't see how you're ever getting married.
How dare you make fun of my family? Do you have any idea who you're talking to? We built this country, you ingrate!
You're delusional, Charles. Just leave me alone.
I'll make you pay for this!
Hey there, Lily. How'd it go meeting Charles' parents today? I know that you had a lot to talk about. But when do you think you're coming home?
I'm sorry for not saying anything, Dad. I'm coming home alone right now.
Well, that's okay. Nothing to apologize for. But is everything okay? Did something happen?
Well, actually, yes.
I never realized that he was that kind of guy. I'm so sorry that he put you through that, Lily. That's horrible.
It was horrible, but... I just don't know what I ever saw in him. He was a walking red flag, and I just never noticed it until now.
You didn't do anything wrong, so don't blame yourself. He tricked you and led you right into that trap. If anything, I'm sorry that he used me to make fun of you.
Dad, please, if I don't have anything to be sorry for, then you have even less than that. Charles has no idea how behind the times he is criticizing single-parent families. Not only did you raise me, but you also became the CEO of your company. I couldn't be more proud of you.
Well, I couldn't have done any of that without you, Lily. I mean that. But anyways, you need to stay away from those people. I already have some of my guys looking into them. But do you have anything that could serve as evidence against them?
Of course I have the messages we've sent and even some voice recordings I managed to take. They're a bit choppy, but I have them.
I'm sure they would be more than enough. Would you mind sending me all of those? I have no idea what the person who thought to partner with them was thinking.
Oh, Dad, thank you so much for your help. I'll pretend like I don't know anything, and it might be good if you don't let anyone onto what you're doing either. And I'm sure they tricked whoever dealt with them at your company the same way they tricked me.
You might be right about that. But okay, things are in motion. Let's hope this goes somewhere.
Sounds good to me, Dad. Also, I'm gonna pick up a six-pack on the way home. I need a drink after today, and you're welcome to join me. Then, tomorrow, I'm going to the courthouse to annul my marriage.
Well, I must say that I'm looking forward to both of those things.
Hey there, Lily. I just really want to apologize for yesterday.
And just what are you apologizing for exactly?
I just wanted you to know that that wasn't the real me. It's just, I change when I'm around my parents. I know what I did hurt you, and that it wasn't right, and I just wanted to say that I'm sorry.
You can't honestly expect me to believe that this is genuine, right?
I want to marry you, Lily. I mean it. I don't want anything to change between us, and I want us to get married, just like we planned to.
Then you really mean it? You're really sorry for everything you did?
Of course I am. I wasn't in my right mind yesterday at all. I know that my family bullies outsiders, and sometimes I get swept up in that. I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough to say anything to them, but I really love you, and I know that much is true.
Okay then. I accept your apology, Charles.
Really? You mean it? Oh, you don't know how much that means to me. Thank you so much, Lily.
But I want you to know that I wish you had stood up for me and said something to your parents.
I know. I should have done that from the start, but I promise to do it from here on out. Nothing like tomorrow is ever going to happen again. In fact, I've told my parents that I never, ever want to talk to them again.
Did you really say that to them? What did they have to say in response?
It was my decision. They didn't have a say in any of it, but I told them that if they weren't going to respect my future wife, then they could say goodbye to their son.
Charles, I'm so conflicted. I don't know what to believe now.
Believe in me, Lily. The me that you know deep in your heart, that you love. You said you accepted my apology, so some part of you must still have faith in me, right? You do still want to get married, right?
Please don't ask me that right now.
I'll take your silence as a yes, and keep planning. Good morning, Lily! Wait a second. Is today the day we were supposed to be getting married? Oops, sorry. I won't be able to go today.
What are you talking about this time, Charles?
I forgot that I had already made other plans for today that I just couldn't back out of. So I guess you'll just have to handle all of the cancellation of the wedding yourself.
I seriously have no idea what you're talking about, Charles.
Okay, let me break it down for you. I can't go to our wedding because I'm leaving for a trip with my family today. So you are going to tell everyone that there's no wedding, and then you're going to pay for all of the cancellation fees.
Oh, we were never even engaged in the first place.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I know you had something sent to my dad's place, but I was pretty shocked when it said it was an invitation to our wedding. After all, I'd already gone through our process of formally dissolving our engagement.
And just what is that supposed to mean?
It means that I accepted your apology, but that doesn't mean that I forgive you. I knew that your apology was fake from the start, and I was never taking it seriously.
You stupid woman! What are you even talking about? You're supposed to be broken up over the fact that I'm leaving you at the altar!
I have no idea why you think you can treat people the way that you do, but I never signed any names to any wedding plans, and I'm not paying any fees to cancel them.
And so what? Do you think that's supposed to hurt me or something? It doesn't matter the cost. My family is rich.
Well, did both your parents know about this little scheme of yours?
You mean the amazing prank that I just pulled on you? Of course they knew about it. We're all here in the airport laughing our heads off at how stupid you must feel. And soon, we're gonna get on the plane and leave for our trip.
So you were all in on this then, I see. In that case, I really won't feel bad punishing all of you.
What punishing are you talking about? Have you gone crazy or something? What could a little nobody like you ever do to touch my family?
Well, for one, both of your parents just lost their jobs.
Are you telling me both my parents were just fired? You seriously need to work on your lying skills if you think I'm going to believe a word of that.
It's no lie, Charles. I know that both your parents work for Grell Corp. Or rather, worked for, I should say. But they were fired over this.
That's impossible! My dad runs Grell Corp! That's literally my last name! And my mom is a department manager who oversees hundreds of workers! They aren't people who can just be fired at the drop of a hat! And just who was it who did the firing anyways?
Well, that would be the president of Sky Inc., which Grell Corp is a subsidiary of.
Hold on a second. Now your lie is getting too complex. What does the president of Sky Inc. have to do with any of this?
Well, him and my father are very close business partners. And more than that, they've been friends for years. My dad mentioned this to him, and they said he would look into it.
Wait a second. My dad is on the phone. Oh, crap. He looks really upset. I think he's apologizing right now. Please tell me none of this is true.
I'm afraid that my dad showed him some of the hurtful messages and recordings I have of you and your family. The hurt isn't over for you, though, and you will be hearing from my lawyer.
Wait, hold on. This has to be some kind of joke, right?
You lied to me, humiliated me, and then tried to cancel our engagement on the day of our wedding. Then you tried to leave me with the bill for it all. This is no joke, Charles.
But you tried to insult my family. I had to put you in your place.
I made one comment about your family after you ripped apart my childhood, all because I was raised by a single father. I told you that I would never forgive you for this.
You haven't won yet. I'll get you back for this. I will have my revenge! Lily, I'm so sorry for everything, but can I please just ask you one little favor?
Are you really trying to pull the same trick with me again? And just what makes you think I'm even interested in hearing anything more from you, much less help you?
No, please, listen, I promise I'll give you a real apology, but you have to listen to what I want to ask you.
But I don't really care about your apology or your request. So, what now? It's obvious you haven't spent any time thinking about your actions, so I don't see the point in wasting my time on you.
Wait, no, please. I really have been thinking a lot about everything, okay? I mean, even my dad blamed me for all of this and disinherited me. I don't have a home. I don't even have any money.
And what's that you want from me?
I want you to forgive me. I don't want you to say that you'll marry me or anything, but I want to go back to the way things were between us.
Are you sure? Because it seems to me like you just want money. I know that you've been really bad about your spending, and now I assume it's all coming to bite you in the butt.
Wait, how did you know that?
Why else would you try and make me pay for all $25,000 of our wedding reservations? You're probably up to your neck in debt now because you don't know how to budget.
Sure, I have debt, but I don't even have a house right now. My parents aren't going to give me any more help, and I don't know how to get out of this by myself. Please, I don't even have any friends left. You're the only person I can turn to.
Well, unfortunately for you, you're still gonna have to pay for the way that broke off our engagement.
You mean even though I'm going through all of this, you're still going to make me pay?
Of course I am. It's clear to me that you still haven't really learned your lesson. That's why I'm not done punishing you. You can apologize all you want, but I know how to really hurt you. In your wallet.
Okay, I get it. I'm really sorry that I took the whole being from a rich family thing too far. I really didn't mean any of it like that, and I never should have looked down on you and your dad the way I did either. Besides, I had no idea that he was friends with CEOs and a big businessman himself.
So you mean to say that all it takes for you to not belittle someone is knowing that they're also rich? It's because that's how you see the world that we can never be together.
Wait, no, please! Lily, can't we just meet up and talk about this in person? I'm at your house right now ringing the doorbell. Are you home?
What are you talking about, Charles?
Please, just answer the door. At least let me talk to you. I'm not going to stop ringing the doorbell until you come out and talk to me, Lily.
No, I mean that I'm at my house, but I don't hear any doorbell at all. Are you sure that you're at the right address?
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you playing dumb? Of course I have the address. Now open the door. Wait a second. Did you call the cops on me?
Why? Are the cops where you are right now? Oh, wait, it was probably just the owners of the house where you're at who did it. I mean, I would too if there was some crazy guy outside my door.
No, this can't be happening. Please, Lily, can't we just start all over?
I think you have more pressing things to think about right now, Charles. After that, Charles was taken away by the police and brought back to his parents' house. Apparently, there was a similar-looking house in my neighborhood with the same last name on their mailbox, and that was where Charles made his mistake. He was warned by the police to not do that again and ultimately let go. In order to pay the $25,000 bill for the cancellation fees, Charles ended up borrowing money from several shady sources. But with his parents out of a job, he had no choice but to pay all of that back himself. Never having worked a day in his life, Charles was forced to take very low-paying part-time jobs. Apparently, the only things keeping Charles' parents together were their money and their hatred for people. However, after being fired, they now had no money and were poor themselves. I heard through the grapevine that the marriage did not last long after that. Despite both of them going their separate ways, however, they both agreed they still wanted nothing to do with Charles. As for me, I'm so grateful to have a loving father who would go to the ends of the earth to protect me. As a reward, we took a trip overseas together and have been enjoying reconnecting after such an ordeal. On that trip, we were able to reminisce together about the trials and tribulations we faced only having each other to count on in life. Dad always talked about how he has me to thank for all of his success, but I think he truly enjoys being able to step in and protect his daughter when she really needed to be.